Today I am going to be unboxing the granddaddy of all Corsair power supplies. This is part of their new AX series. This is the Corsair AX 1200. That means this is a 1.2 kilowatt power supply, and in addition to coming with a 7-year warranty, it is 80 plus gold. That means it's near 90% efficiency in almost all scenarios. This head has, mission critical stability, unprecedented flexibility with a fully modular design, and industry leading protection. So yeah, we covered that already with the 7-year warranty. On the back, you can see Corsair gives you some informations about what kind of connectors come with it. So you have one 20 or 24 pin, two EPS, 4-pin and 8-pin compatible. So they're both 4+4s, I believe. 6 PCIe 6 pins and 8-pin compatible, so 6+2s, you can see they look like that. 16 SATA, wow. 12 4-pin Molex, and then 2 floppy adapters. Now you can't necessarily plug in all of those at the same time. It is a fully modular power supply, so it is designed for you to only use the cables you require. Here we can see noise. So it actually, the fan doesn't even begin to ramp up from its nominal speed until you hit a 600 watt load. Hilarious. And then it doesn't actually go above about 25 decibels until you hit 850 watts. And after that, it starts to really ramp up. And then here's our efficiency. So at around 600 watts, that's where you see your highest efficiency, over 90%, even with 120 volt wall power. Incredible. So obviously, as you may or may not expect, this is quite an expensive power supply. Oh, I'm zoomed in, there's the problem. This is quite an expensive power supply, so I'm going to go ahead and unbox it for your viewing pleasure. Uses the same packaging as the 750 and the 850 watt versions. So that means that you've got an outer sleeve here that just comes right off. So I'm going to go ahead and take a bit of a step back, which doesn't help if I keep carrying the product with me. So we just kind of open that up from the top. There we go. And then we have a plain brown box inside. Oh man, that's heavy. Oh, that is one heavy power supply. It's like heavy, man. It's deep. Alright, so there's a quantity of one in here. Here is the common manual for the 750, 850, and 1200. Here is a very beefy power cord. Next we have the baggie of modular cables, which is very, very full, as you can see. So we'll have a closer look at that after. Although we already covered which connectors there are, so we're not going to look quite as closely at it as we did with the 850 watt rather. 4 black screws for attaching the power supply to the case, 1 Corsair case badge, some cable ties, and as you can see, if you go further into the box, you will find one cat. Excuse me, sir. Come say hi. Say hi. Doesn't want to say hi. Look over here. Nope. Okay. Get down then. Alright. Next we find the power supply itself. It is wrapped in a gym bag with drawstring. Okay. Hey, there's something. Probably a part number for the gym bag if you ever need to replace it. And then we're going to dump out the power supply itself. And by dump out, I mean remove carefully, because this is oh boy, that's bad. Don't chew on that, please. Go on. Go on. Thank you. Sorry, I saw him out of the corner of my eye there, and I kind of went, wow, we can't have that going on. Not on my watch. Alright. There we go. So since this is pretty much the beating heart of your system, you want to be very, very gentle with it. Treat it like you would something that protects your entire computer and powers it. There, treat it exactly like that. Alright, so here we find a legend on the back of the power supply. So here we go. 24-pin ATX plugs in there. Here we have peripheral and SATA. Here we have 6+2 PCIe and 4+4 CPU. So you can see you can do 2 4+4s. So that means that you can run boards like classified boards, Rampage 3 Extremes, boards that require 2 8-pins. Well, they don't require them, but they can use them. And then you can run up to 3 dual plug graphics cards, whether they need a 6-pin or whether they need an 8-pin. So let's have a look at what we're provided in terms of modular, peripheral, and SATA cables. So you can see the Molex ones include 4 connections per cable. And then there's probably a couple that have only 2, just in case you don't want to use 4. So there's another 4. Here we have, okay, here's one with 4 SATA. Here's one with only 2 SATA. So they give you lots of options in terms of, here's one with 4 SATA. Here's one with 4 SATA. Here's one with 4 Molex. And then here's one with 2 SATA. So you've got just a ton of options. Here's the adapters I was talking about, Molex to floppy. And then the rest of the ones in here are sleeved very nicely. So these are all of the 6+2 pins, as well as the 4+4 pins and the 24-pin connector. Why don't we pull the 24-pin out? Just have a look at that. There you go. There's our 24-pin. Again, very nice black sleeving. I really like the way Corsair does their cables with the black wires, black connectors, black sleeving. Black goes well with anything, so why not just make everything black? Okay, on the side you see Corsair branding, AX1200. There's a bit of a gold theme, and that goes along with the 80 plus gold. On the top, you are going to notice one of the most remarkable things about this power supply. If I zoom in on the label, and let me see if I can just find it here, right there. 100.4 amps on a single 12-volt rail. That is serious business. That is wow, look at that. Capable of providing 1,204.8 watts on the 12-volt rail alone. I'm going to let you take that in for a little while. Yeah. So now let's look at the rest of the power supply. Got some more Corsair branding on the other side. Got what appears to be I think it's a 135mm fan, although I could be wrong. It could be 120mm. It's tough to eyeball these things when it's installed in a power supply because power supplies are not a standard size, so you can't just kind of go based on how far it is from here. You got to kind of eyeball it at the edges. I'm pretty sure that's a 135mm. At the back, you will find your kind of pretty much standard honeycomb back with an on and off switch and a plug-in. It's nice to see that the AX1200 doesn't use that non-standard plug that many of the other high wattage ones do. I realize there's a reason that they use it, but I'm glad that Corsair did not see fit to equip this with one of those. And that's pretty much it. Thank you for checking out my unboxing of the Corsair Professional Series Gold AX1200 Uber awesome, powerful, fully modular, efficient, and silent power supply.